Hello, hello, hello. 5 of quarantine. We're doing quarantine cooking. Wow, it's, here we are, another Monday. How are you? We need to talk. I want to hear what's going on in Tokyo, but I'll ask you later. And hi, Julie, how are you? I am going to get started really quickly on our Mexican chicken taco in the Instant Pot because this is something that I'm kind of running up quick on time. So really quickly, and this is a super easy recipe, you're going to use 3. I'll get into all the other stuff in a minute, but we're just going to get the chicken going quickly because I'm short on time. Hi, Kelly. How are you? Okay, so chicken. Usually, so this is a pound of chicken. This recipe typically calls for 6 or 8 chicken breasts in a crock pot, but we're going to do it in an Instant Pot. And we're going to speed things up a little bit. So I'm only going to use a pound. It's a little bit over a pound of chicken. We're going to use half of a jar of more of a sort of a thick tomato paste sort of base. And really you do not want to use fresh salsa with this. You want something that has a little bit of thickness to the base. So we're going to do half of a jar. The normal recipe calls for more, and I'll have the normal recipe up on the website very soon, I promise. So this is a 24-ounce jar. We're going to use half of this, and then we are going to use, this is my just taco seasoning. I get Primal Palette because it doesn't have any cornstarch added to it or any carbs added to it. So, hi, Linda. Oh, good. I'm glad that you got some of that. Yeah, you can get the salsa like in huge jugs so that you can sort of bulk shop. So we're going to do 1 tablespoon or 1 packet of taco seasoning. And you can get McCormick's taco seasoning, or Trader Joe's is actually really good, or you can make your own. Pinterest has a ton of recipes, but we're just going to do a tablespoon of our taco seasoning right inside. And then we're going to just add our chicken breast right inside of here. It'll go into the Instant Pot. Wait, hold on a second. I'm gonna just mix the seasoning, the taco seasoning, into the salsa, and then I'm gonna put I got a pound of chicken breast. I'm going to flip that over so it coats the whole thing. There we go. And I'm trying to get this done really fast because although this only takes 15 minutes in the Instant Pot still needs to pressurize. So I just want to be able to give it a little bit of time to do that. And I don't want to keep you guys here all night. So we'll put this on. My favorite sound. We're going to seal the top. There's sealing. I'm going to push manual. Where's my manual button? There it is. Wait, where is it? Saute, pressure level. We're going to go, there we go. And we're going to do it for 13 minutes. And so now it's set for 13 minutes. We're just going to let it do its thing. It'll pressurize. It'll probably take about 10 minutes to pressurize and then 13 to 15 minutes to cook. So it's going to pressurize now. It's going to cook for 13 to 15 minutes in this, and then we'll be able to do a quick release and take the lid off to shred the chicken. So while that is doing its thing, I'm going to actually just push it back here to the side. I wanted to mention to you guys that the Quit Sugar Summit 2020 is actually going live next Monday. I was a speaker. They have a whole panel of really, really smart panelists, and they invited me to talk about cooking, but they have a lot of really cool doctors and scientists and experts, and it's a free online event, and since we're all home, it's a great time to watch and learn more about that. So the links are on my Instagram and my website, and I'll have more links at other places, but it's all online. It's called the Quit Sugar Summit, so you can learn about that. So we're going to get started on our taco cups. It's just a new way to have tacos. You can do this with ground beef also. You can do it with ground chicken, ground turkey, any sort of taco meat. I have 4 tablespoons of melted butter here in my bowl. Let's see if you can see it there. No, I'm going to leave it here. And I melted this a little while ago, so it's kind of cooled down a little bit. And then I have 1 ounce of room temperature cream cheese base. So we're going to add 1 1/3 cups of cheddar cheese. So you get your cheese kind of like from the bottom. So that's, I'm going to do 1 1/3 cups. This is 1/3 of a cup scoop. So I'll do 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll actually put a little bit of cheese on top when we're all towards the end of this. We're also going to do 1/3 of a cup of coconut flour. Now, you guys remember, coconut flour is really dry and absorbent. So it's going to help these getting. So we've got, oh, is my friend Lisa visiting me? Hi, Lisa. Oh, and Claire. Hi, Claire. How are you? We're going to do a 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder because we want it to get a little bit of a puff, but we don't want these puffing out of their shells. We'll do 1/4 of a teaspoon of that. We will do just 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. You could probably even omit that if you wanted to. Hi, Bayuna. How are you? You guys, you got to check out Bayuna's Instagram. She has the most beautiful pictures, and I'm always like trying to follow Bayuna and all of her pictures and keep up with her stuff because she's a huge inspiration to me. Beautiful Instagram pictures. Her Instagram is called Bayunaful. And I don't know, Bayuna, can you put your tag on the thing there? So if anybody wants to come and see your Instagram pictures, they can because you're a great inspiration. Okay, we got our coconut flour, we got our salt, we got our baking powder. We're going to do 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, 4 eggs to this. Now, all of these flavors are going to take over the egg flavor, so you won't really feel like you have an egg too eggy of a flavor. And this is kind of cool because you can let everybody, after you bake the cut part, you can let everybody fill it their own way with whatever sort of topping. That's what I always love about tacos, is that everybody can do whatever they want. Okay, let's get that out of the way. We're going to mix this all together, and then we will put it into our muffin tin and get that baking. This is a really quick bake, too. It's only 8 minutes to bake this. And then we'll put our chicken on top. I'm going to serve this with a lemony Caesar salad. This is a different, it's a non-creamy Caesar salad so that you, if you don't want to use like mayonnaise and sour cream, this is a lemon sort of spicy version. I'm going to add, let's see. I'm going to add just a touch more coconut flour because I want this to be sort of dry in my, and I think I was a little skimpy. Hi, Marilee. How are you? 2 whole eggs and 2 egg whites. You probably could use, somebody just asked, could I use 2 whole eggs and 2 egg whites with this? Absolutely. I think you could. Who says I look amazing? Thank you. I feel like a train wreck. Oh, I need to make mention, this is a friend of ours company. It's called Gear Republic, and they're going to help me start making a bunch of keto and low carb gear, t-shirts and sweatshirts, and a whole bunch of kits to be able to share with everybody if you're interested. My Instant Pot is doing its thing. I don't know if you guys can see this all the way over here. It's pressurizing right now, so that's very exciting. I'm just going to add like another tablespoon of coconut flour because I really want my dough, which it is, getting firm or a little more of like a thicker paste, and that's I think that's probably pretty good. I'm going to use I love this because we can, for scooper, I guess. It's just sort of an easy way to get these into their muffin cups. it just makes it faster for me, and it also helps make it so that you have relatively the same size in each of the cups. This is going to make 12 cups, and it is a little bit more work, but you know, if you have tacos a lot, and you want to kind of switch it up, you know, you got to get a little bit creative and try some new things. That's why I love doing stuff like this. If you are super duper lazy, which I am sometimes too, I just get the low carb tortillas. I buy them from the regular supermarket, and they end up being about 3 net carbs per tortilla. So, you know, it's not the lowest carb, but we don't always have the energy to do all the cooking that we need to do. And okay, so I now have, I'm just going to show you what this looks like. In the bowl, sorry, in the muffin tin, this is what it's going to look like. You're going to spread it all out in between those 12 muffins into the sides, and get them up on the side so that they form just a little. You don't have to be fancy about this. They just need to form a little bit of a cup to hold our chicken, our Mexican chicken. Okay, our chicken, our Instant Pot has pressurized, and now the countdown has begun. So those, very excited to get those going. These cups are gonna be super cute. And quite frankly, you could probably eat these cups without any taco meat in it if you wanted to do something vegetarian, because it's cheese and eggs, and you know, you can add avocado and tomatoes and onions to it, and then all of a sudden you've got a little vegetarian dish as well. You could even have these for breakfast and add sauce. Oh my God, I'm having inspiration like in the moment. You could have these for breakfast and put breakfast sausage or you know, little chunks of ham in this. This is, wow. I mean, I'm right in the middle of my inspiration. More to come on that for sure. Okay, so here's our muffin. Press them in to nothing like a pastry chef or anything. These for 8 minutes. And I've got my oven going at 350 degrees. 350 degrees for 8 minutes, and then when we take those out, we'll put our chicken inside of it, and then we'll put a little bit more cheese on, and then we'll put them under the broiler for like 2 minutes, and then you can put whatever you want on top. You can add sour cream and guacamole and all that sort of chocolate and peanut butter popsicles. So you guys have seen me make these a number of times, and I just kind of switch it up a little bit, but I have to say that this version is probably our favorite because I just love everything peanut butter and chocolate, and it's super easy to do. I have a cup of cream. Just show you. I have a cup of cream in here, and I am going to add 1/3 of a cup of my Lakanto monk fruit sweetener. And remember, Lakanto monk fruit sweetener is a monk fruit erythritol blend, and this is the crystallized version. You don't need to powder it for this because it will melt in your cream. So I'm going to do a 1/3 of a cup, and it's going to melt in of my Hershey's chocolate. There's nothing fancy about this. You can get this at every supermarket, and it's fairly inexpensive. So I'll do 1/3 of a cup of that. And put that in there. Get that out of the way. And I am just going to whisk this together to make sure that all the chocolate powder gets mixed into the cream. You can use a fork if you want to. You don't need to be anything fancy about this. But the powder, you need to work it into with the whisk or with a fork so that it melts into the cream. Okay, so that smells so good. Okay, I'm going to just let that come up a little bit. I'm going to let it do its thing. And I want to show you, I've showed you this before, but I'm going to show you again. You do not have to be fancy. These are actually, I prefer these, but these are really, really super easy. You just get them at any drugstore. And then you get popsicle sticks or craft sticks. You can get these at CVS in the craft section. So I just like to line up my cups there. My chocolate is starting to simmer. I'm going to turn that off, completely off, because now what I'm going to do, I have to add xanthan gum. Xanthan gum is a thickener. You don't have to add this, but this gives it a little bit of a chewiness, if you will, I think is the best word to say that. And you only need a tiny bit. This tends to be expensive for a bag of it, but you use so very little of it that, you know, it will take me an entire year to use that. It will take me an entire year to use that bag that I bought. So, okay, so I've got my chocolate. I like to get all of this into a pourable container because I've got to do the most important part, the peanut butter. So this is, again, you don't have to be an artist to do this, but I love Laura Scudder's smooth peanut butter. There's no sugar added. The ingredients are basically peanuts and I think salt. Yes, peanuts and salt. It has a little bit of a graininess to it. It kind of reminds me of Reese's peanut butter cups. But I take my peanut butter and I just wipe it on the sides and on the bottom of each of these little cups so that when it freezes, it will be a peanut butter and chocolate popsicle. And we just fight over these because we love them so much. They're really, really, really good. So you probably use about a teaspoon of peanut butter per cup, and I'm going to do 8 cups of this. So 8 little popsicles. We're getting into the summer, warm seasons very soon, and I keep these popsicles all different flavors. I've got coconut, I've got pina colada, I've got strawberry. Chocolate mint is one I think we did not too long ago. And these stay in the freezer for months at a time. And the thing that I love the most about these popsicles is that they're 3 carbs each, or about 3 grams net carbs each. But the thing I love about these is that they take so long to eat. So it's like, you know, you get to really enjoy it and savor the treat, because most cookies, you know, you could do a cookie in like 2 or 3 bites, and love peanut butter. You could do a cookie in 2 or 3 bites, and that's your 3 carbs, and it's gone. This will take you a good 5 to 7 minutes to eat, which I love. Okay, so our peanut butter is inside of our cups. I've got my chocolate. I'm going to put it inside here. Whoops. I left all. I am going to put it in here so it cools down, and I'm going to add the xanthan gum and the almond milk. You guys, we only have 4 minutes left on the Instant Pot for our chicken. That went so fast. Okay, so there is that. We are going to whisk in 1/4 teaspoon of xanthan gum. Now, remember, less is better of xanthan gum. If you use more thinking that more is better and it's going to make something nice and thick, it doesn't. It makes it gloppy. So don't do that. So I'm going to sprinkle it in here like pixie dust, and then I'm going to whisk it. You can do this with a fork. Nothing fancy. It still is pretty warm. So I have a cup of unsweetened plain almond milk, and I'm going to pour that right in here. And it's going to cool that right down. And we'll clean this up just a tad, get this stuff out of the way. Put this here. So here's the thing, our popsicles. I have to taste this because, oh, that's our taco cups. They're already ready. Hold on a second. Let me just taste this. Mmm. So delicious. So that'll be great when I freeze those with my chocolate. Okay. Check on our taco cups. We are going to take a little knife. We're going to pop those down. We're going to push them down just a little bit. And they have a leavening in them, so they tend to have like a little bit of a puff, which I love. But we're just making sure we have a little bit of a hole so we can put our taco meat right in the middle. And we're going to let these go for about, I don't know, maybe like 2 or 3 more minutes. I'm just going to press those out of the way. Okay. We're going to do those for 2 or 3 more minutes. Whoops. 3 more minutes. You see I have all of my taco stuff ready? Very exciting. Okay, so let me do our, I'm going to pour this way so you guys can see this. We're going to equally divide our popsicles. You can do this with strawberry cream. You can do this with chocolate and banana. And you might ask, how do you get banana when we don't eat bananas when we're low carb and keto? I have banana extract. I have mint extract. I have lime extract. I have all these different flavors that we can use to make really yummy flavors without all the carbs. So this is 8 popsicles. You can get the fancy popsicle molds. I have those on the website. They come in silicone, and I prefer those over plastic because they're much easier to get out. I'm not going to put the popsicle sticks in right now. I'm going to put these right into my freezer, and then in about half an hour to an hour, when they really start to sort of slush up, I'm going to add the popsicle sticks later. You could add the popsicle sticks now, but you need to add a layer of tin foil to help hold the popsicle sticks in place. And if you hear that, that means that our Instant Pot is ready with the chicken. So I'm going to put this into the freezer and get this starting to chill. Can I say, Vic, I can't start over. You just have to stick with us and get here early next time. You're so funny. Vic is my Canadian friend and that loves all keto stuff, but he's also Greek, so he's got some really great recipes. You can follow him on Instagram and Facebook. Vic, if you could put your Instagram tag, because I want people to see you're such an inspiration to me and you share so much amazing stuff. So if you could put your tag for your Instagram handle. And by the way, if you guys have any questions, I will be answering them at the end. I'll kind of scroll through and you can ask questions. If I don't see them, I'll just go through and kind of check it out. So, oh, I'm sorry, you're not Greek, you're Armenian. Sorry, my fault. But we love Vic and he's a great inspiration. So check him out. Okay, I'm gonna do our lemon Caesar dressing and salad. This is kind of a interesting one. Oh, wait a second. Before I do that, you guys, I have to get the chicken out. Let's get this out of the way. Our cups are almost ready. And let's take a look at our, who's just saying hi? Hi, Lizzie. Okay, I'm taking our cups out right now. I'm going to let them cool. I need a second one because I'm gonna burn my hands. So here are our taco cups. I'm gonna press them down a little bit more because they did get a little bit puffy, but I'm gonna let them cool just a little bit and then I will let them kind of get pressed down a little bit, I guess you could say. Let's get that out of the way. Okay, so let me do the lemon Caesar dressing first, and then I'll pull the chicken out, and I'll show you how that works. Right? Is that probably a good idea? No, let's do the chicken first, because then I can get the taco cups back into the oven. So after our Instant Pot stops, it has been counting up. So right now it says LO2, which means it is been sitting there for 2 minutes after it did its thing. And I am going to do a quick release. Oh, whoops. I'm gonna do a quick, actually, you know what? I changed my mind. We're gonna do the lemon Caesar dressing first. I'm a little scattered today. Just this whole quarantine thing is gonna. Oh, there's Peter Bromley from Canada. Oh, and another Canadian. Lots of Canadians. We love Canadians. Okay, I've got just over a quarter of a cup of fresh lemon juice that I squeezed before I went on camera. I'm using fresh garlic, and I'm going to put it through a press like this because I want it to be like a paste or like a mash, and I'm going to put that through. This dressing has a little bit of a kick to it, but not necessarily a spicy, but just because it's got a lot of garlic and a lot of flavor, although we do add Tabasco sauce to this. So we've got lemon juice, garlic, Tabasco sauce, olive oil, and fresh Parmesan cheese. You know those triangles of Parmesan cheese that you can get? They're not expensive at all. Oh, I got a little piece of onion in there. They're not expensive at all. I can't remember the brand of it, but, and I couldn't find it at the supermarket, so I just got like a regular block of Parmesan cheese. And you want to use fresh Parmesan cheese when you're doing this, because when you freshly grate this Parmesan cheese, it makes it almost like a featherweight. And it's very, very thin. And this is going to get mixed into the dressing. And it adds like it's like the emulsifier of the dressing. So before I put the cheese in, I'm going to put an equal amount of olive oil that I have of lemon juice. And I have just over a quarter of a cup. So I'll add that. We're going to whisk this together. And we will add, our Caesar salad is actually going to have a different kind of Parmesan cheese, but you can use the same, whatever you have. I just have already shredded Parmesan cheese. So I've got that, and now I'm going to do my Parmesan cheese right inside there. Got a little whisk, and it's going to give this, it's almost like you're mashing the cheese into the olive oil and the lemon juice. And then, totally forgot, we're going to add a couple of sprinkles of cayenne. Where's my cayenne? Come on. Where are you? I should know where everything is, right? I just organized this whole thing. Right in front of me. So silly. And I'm just going to use like literally a pinch. See, if I didn't have my hand there, we would have been in trouble. So I'm going to use a pinch of cayenne pepper. And look at this cute little, somebody, what is it anymore? Yeah. Okay. Atsuko's making a joke. Yes. The garlic will keep anybody away from social distancing. Look at this cute little Tabasco sauce. It's so cute. It's like the size of my thumb. We're going to use like 5 to 10 sprinkles of this Tabasco sauce into our dressing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This little bottle is like when my kids had American Girls. That's like the size of the bottle that they would, that's what they would use with their dolls. Not that one, but anyways, they give those at supermarket or at restaurants when you have stuff. Okay, so our dressing is nice and mixed together, and it makes it into like a creamy consistency. And we're going to set that off to the side. We will add that to our lettuce in just a minute. But I want to show you our chicken from the Instant Pot. So I still had a little bit of steam in there. I have 2 forks. I have to tell you, I did a little bit of a cheat because I didn't know if we were going to get this done. So I made another one over there, another batch of Mexican chicken, a whole nother pound of it. But that's okay because I'm going to use it in my enchilada soup, and we're going to make lots of Mexican things. We're going to be sick of eating Mexican things by the time we're done with this week. But that's okay because I just wanted to make sure that we were going to have this all ready for you guys. Oh, my favorite sound. Now, I want to be able to show this to you because the chicken does not look appetizing when it comes out of this state. But see it cut? Can you see? It just looks like these lumps of white chicken. And what we're going to do, we're going to first put that on off. We're going to take our 2 forks. And we are going to shred the chicken with the 2 forks in the juice. And if you have 4 to 6 or 6 to 8 chicken breasts, this really makes a meal. And you just shred it all in here, and then the chicken will absorb all of the sauce and all of the tomato and the onion, not the onion, the chili and the taco seasoning, and then you'll have shredded chicken. So this is definitely something that you can make in bulk on a weeknight and have it for dinner on a weeknight, and then whatever you have, you can have leftovers for quesadillas and for taco soup and for taco salad, and you can just eat it plain if you want, just to have a different version of something in your repertoire to share with your family for dinner. I'm so in love with this chicken. I used to do this in the crock pot. Now, if you have only a crock pot and you don't have an Instant Pot, which I don't know why you wouldn't, because it's my saving grace and I love them. I use it every day, and I actually have 2 of them. And you don't need to be afraid of them. But now I have shredded Mexican chicken. Shredded Mexican chicken. Kids love this. Again, do not use fresh salsa. You want to use the salsa from the jar. This is what I like to use. You can get mild, medium, or hot. The more chicken you use, the more salsa you use, and the more taco seasoning you use. It's a 3-ingredient dinner. So it's wonderful. It's a wonderful, wonderful meal. We're going to pull our salad together in a minute after I get these back into the oven. We are going to just press this down a little bit because I'm going to put a little bit of chicken in each one of these guys. And then we're going to bake them again with a little bit of cheese on top. And then we can add all of our other stuff, all of our fixins. Okay. I'm going to show you as I get this all on here, because the chicken just looks so perfect. It's a nice shred, but it's got the sauce, so it's got a really great Mexican taco flavor. And then you can just serve each person will get maybe 2 or 3 of these, depending on how many people you're serving. And then these actually are great for leftovers also. These are great to, just pull out of the fridge, and you can take them to work when we're all going back to work, of course. I just realized I turned the oven off, so let's turn that back on because we are going to broil for like 2 or 3 minutes. This is, again, a pound of chicken, and it looks like, whoops, it looks like I'll have a little bit left over from my 12 muffin cups, my 12 taco cups. And we're going to add just a little bit more. What do we think? Does that look good? I think that looks pretty good. You guys, looking good. Okay, so I do have extra chicken left over. That's okay. We'll just save it for later. Hi, Heidi. My friend Heidi is visiting. Miss you. Let's get together as soon as this thing subsides. Okay, I've got my broiler going because we're going to pop these right back into the oven, and we're going to just broil the top for 2 or 3 minutes while I throw my salad together. And then dinner is ready, right? I don't have anything else. I did the popsicles. I did the salad, right? I already washed my lettuce, and I'm going to actually add a little bit of arugula to that salad there. I mean, to the lettuce mix, just to give it a little bit of a different. You can add avocado if you want to. Okay, so check it out. I've got my taco cups. I put the chicken right on top. And who's coming to see me? Oh, good. Oh, sirloin tacos. That would be delicious. Okay, I'm gonna pop these in for like 2 minutes. That's all it's gonna take me to make my Caesar salad. I also wanted to show you how perfect my avocados are. I am a firm believer in avocado management and always kind of rotating your avocados so you don't lose any of them. Okay, I have got my romaine lettuce. I washed it and it's been draining here, and I love washing it and letting it sit there sort of in the water because it gets even more crisp. And I'm just going to do a rough chop on my lettuce. You can add avocado to this Caesar salad as well. You can add cheese crisps if you want. If you're not a keto, low-carb person and you want to add croutons, you certainly can do that. Don't tell anybody I told you could do that, but we're going to do a handful of our pre-washed arugula. And the arugula is actually dry, so it's going to soak up some of the other moisture in our that is still on our romaine lettuce. Okay, there we go. So we'll get the arugula to get a little crunch also. Now, here is the other shredded cheese that I use. Now, some people are going to want to use pre-packaged, pre-shredded cheese for this lemon Caesar dressing. You can, but it's better when you shred it yourself because it gets a little softer. But you want to use something a little bit thicker for the salad because it'll actually hang on to the lettuce leaves. And I'm just going to pour just a little bit. This will probably add maybe another 1/4 of a cup. Just do a little thing there. Oh, here are my taco cups. Oh, perfect. Okay, check this out. Turn that off so I don't burn anybody. Here are my taco cups. Fantastic. I'm going to let these cool for 2 seconds so that then I can finish up kind of getting these out of the way. We've got our Caesar salad. This dressing that I made, it probably is a little bit more than I need. So don't feel like you have to drench this entire thing over your, the calculations are always a little bit different. So the lemon Caesar salad, it's got a ton of garlic, lemon. It's the best. And that'll go right over that. I'm not going to dress it right now because Peter's not home yet. He's out on a walk. So that will be good to go in a second. Let's plate up one of our taco cups so you guys can see what this looks like. But seriously, you can do all of your Mexican chicken in the Instant Pot and have it on the table in less than an hour. And these are so cute. I'm going to put 2 of these on a plate so you can see what they look like. Ah! You can add a little bit of tomato, a little bit of onion. I got to take a picture of these. These are looking really good. You can actually serve these over your lemon Caesar salad if you wanted to. And that, my friends, are our chicken taco cups, right? You can do any kind of taco cups in this. So I think I need to have a bite of these so I can see what they taste like. Give me a second. They're probably super hot and I'm going to burn my mouth off, but let's check it out. Oh, perfect texture. Let's see. Oh, you probably don't even need to use a fork and knife. You can probably just, as soon as these cool off a little bit, you just pick them up. You just pick them up and, I may not wait for Peter to get home for dinner. Peter, hurry up. Get home. That is our taco cups, our lemon Caesar salad, and our peanut butter and chocolate keto fudgesicles. They're in the freezer, and those are doing their thing. Thank you so much for joining me on the Kelly Kitchen, where we have food and health and fun. Please share this with anybody that you think might get inspiration to eat real food from a real kitchen and cut your carbs and have some fun during this quarantine time. This is the time you're home, you get a chance to test things out, and it really takes a team. Peter helps me with all the dishes. My kids help me with putting stuff away and emptying the dishwasher. I do all the cooking, but they have input on everything, you guys. So just remember that all of the burden of doing the cooking for your family is everyone's responsibility. So when you get everyone involved and you're all eating healthy food, then it can be really great for your family. So take advantage of this time. Thanks again for watching. Everything you can find, or most things you can find, at thekellykitchen.com. I don't think I have any questions. I think we're all good. Peter Bromley wants to know why water is blue. You're silly. Thanks, you guys. I love you, and I'll see you next week. Bye. Bye.